Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Fandom Fights. We are here in the Summer Series Tournament, our triple threat Summer Series Tournament, Nick's brainchild. When somebody says, whoa, what if 3 people played instead of 2? It was crazy. Nick's the first one who's ever thought of it. Nick, how you doing? What do you think about this matchup today?
I'm wide awake, Tim, and I'm excited. I think, though the seeds are far apart, I think these players are much closer together than the numbers may dictate. David, Kaiser, and Matthew have all had great success in both singles and teams, and I truly think this is anyone's game, Tim.
Ooh, I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these guys we haven't seen in a while. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. But first, we're going to talk to the players in the promos.
All right, Matthew, started a 3-way. How are you feeling?
I think this should be really exciting. I feel like just having 2 extra people is going to be a very different match. So we'll see what happens. I'm just here to have some fun, and hopefully in this 3-way, it increases the odds that someone from the Rogue Nation will move on. So we'll see what happens.
Gonna dominate Kaiser and that other guy. Let's go.
Can't get over how goofy Rogue Nation is, considering the people that are involved in that faction. But anyway, listen, you guys have nothing to lose because these 2, they think they can gang up on you. And David, he's been at Star Wars Celebration. He's not paying attention to this stuff. He's distracted. Matthew, there are live action movies in this, so that's unfortunate for him. But I like your chances today. How about you?
I don't like to be dominated.
Nor should you. Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, back in singles after my loss to you, which was nice. It's been a crazy 2 weeks for us, haven't it?
It has. But you know what? When you do you know what happens? You win tournaments. That's what you do. You win tournaments, especially with me here. I don't understand. Do you want anything else to say?
Jake has a point. I have seen 7 Fandom movies in the lead up to this match. 5 of them were Star Wars movies. So I feel prepared. Oh, yeah.
Like the fuse.
I don't know what any of that means. What is light the fuse? Is that like like Mission Impossible?
Oh, yes, it is. That's okay. Cool. I like that.
Everyone needs the catchphrase because they can't say the man is wicked man anymore.
Right. That's off brand. Yeah.
Remember when they said buy our shit?
Sometimes.
Round number 1. How's it going to work, Nick?
Round number 1 is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions in the realm of Fandom Fights. Each player is going to have 15 seconds to write down their answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we'll say pens down, at which point the players will reveal their answers and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece, and should any individual player get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each player will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions? As we get into round number 1. No. All right, then your first question comes in the category of the Worlds of DC. No, it's not. I'm on the wrong one. It's the category of American Spies.
That sounds better.
Okay. Your question is, in the Bourne Supremacy, Bourne tells Pamela that he will only allow who to bring him in?
Okay, so how do you feel about the Worlds of DC?
I said that and I was like, ooh, I can't see the bottom tab where
we've both done that once this season now, because I did that earlier this season where I was like, your opening category is Middle Earth, and you were like, no, it's not. It's like, oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're gonna start with David.
I don't remember her name. Is it Sarah?
No. Kaiser.
I just said her.
And Matthew.
I don't know.
Nikki. Her name is Nikki. So no perfect rounds here today, Nick. But your next question is in the category of Middle Earth. And your question is, John Rhys Davies appears in how many Middle Earth films? So in the future, I'm going to talk to you about how I'm going to go see one of these movies in the theater. I went.
Yeah.
It was exquisite, an exquisite evening.
I heard it did very well.
It did. I have a really big story about it, but I can't say it now, so I'll tell you after.
Great.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser.
3.
Matthew.
I said 4.
And David.
3?
3 is correct. All right, Nick, what's next?
Third question comes in the category of the MCU. Which MCU film features a location called Omnipotence City?
So I went to see Return of the King, and sitting next to me was a dad who brought she had to be maybe 10 at the most year-old girl to see the movie, and she clearly had never seen it before and was having the time of her life, and it brought me so much joy. She loved the movie. It was great. 5. What? 4.
Feels inappropriate for a 10-year-old.
Hands down. I mean, I saw it in the theater when I was 7. So let's go to Matthew.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
David.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
And Kaiser.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
That is correct. So your next question is in the category of DC, regular DC. What does Crypto specifically do that causes him to lose his powers for a portion of the film in DC League of Super Pets? My dad was babysitting my niece, my 11-year-old niece, a couple weeks ago, and they watched this film. He called me afterwards and said, "Tim, that was hilarious. Great film. Loved it. I want to watch it again." And I said,
agree.
"I liked it, Dad. It's a good film." Good one.
It's so funny.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to David.
Swallow kryptonite?
Kaiser.
Say eat kryptonite infused food.
And Matthew.
Yeah, no, I blinked there.
I think we take Kaiser and David. Yep. So David and Kaiser are tied 3-3. Matthew's at 1.
Your next question comes in the category of fandom quotes. Which YA character said the quote, "You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey"?
What is your favorite Cody Newberry quote?
Listen. It's not really a quote. It's more like the start to many quotes, but it's
Yeah, no, that's fair.
start, you know?
Yeah, I like it when he says "my viewpoint." That's my favorite. I like that one.
Gotcha.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Just give me the finger. Let's go to Kaiser.
It's my boy. It's Edward Cullen.
Let's go to Matthew.
I erased my board and I didn't want to ask for a repeat because I didn't know. So.
And David.
Edward.
Edward Cullen is correct. So we move on to your next question, which is in the category of Planet of the Apes. What is Leo Davidson's profession at the beginning of Planet of the Apes 2001? Do you have a favorite quote of mine?
You're asking me to come up with a lot of stuff on the spot here, Tim. My head's not really doing it. That one you just said was a pretty good one.
Which one?
Do you have a favorite quote of mine?
I like it when you sang the and I like that was one of my favorite of yours.
Thank you.
4. And you just brought it back. 3.
Yeah, I did. I referenced it.
1. Pens down. It made me happy. Let's go to Matthew.
I said astronaut.
And David.
Astronaut.
And Kaiser.
Astronaut.
That is correct. All right. David and Kaiser still tied 5-5 with Matthew at 2. What's next?
Your next question comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. What is the name of the song sung by Mulan's fellow male soldiers regarding the woman of their desires in Mulan?
One of my other favorite, it's not really a quote, but it's just this question reminded me, was when we were in Kansas City and we were talking about we should do a question like this, like finish the quote from Beauty and the Beast and then be like, tale as old as cheese and just like put the most ridiculous answer.
Oh, I
ever.
remember that.
Easiest questions. 5, 4.
Oh, I remember why we were
Repeat the
doing
question.
All right, that's going to be David's first repeat. What is the question?
Question again. What is the name of the song sung by Mulan's fellow male soldiers regarding the woman of their desires in Mulan?
Finish the quote from Captain America in Endgame. Avengers gather? Like, just pick like one of the most ridiculous words ever that makes no sense. Oh, love it. Love it. We watched a lot of movies that week. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to David.
Couldn't get Love is an Open Door out of my head. It's not it.
Kaiser.
A girl worth fighting for.
And Matthew.
I can't believe I fucked that up. I said a woman worth fighting for.
A girl worth fighting for is the correct answer. So Kaiser takes a 1-point lead. As we get into your next question in the category of Star Wars. Who plays Saw Gerrera in Rogue One, a Star Wars story? Crazy name, Saw. God bless your soul, sir.
I feel like I've been waiting for that for several minutes now.
But those are kind of the best too. Like when they finally.
Did I mute in time? I tried to
You
mute.
did. We didn't hear it.
Okay,
5,
you could only just see my incredible.
3,
2.
2,
The house shook.
1. Pens down. I thought you were going to say something to me, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh. I don't remember where we were at. Let's go to Matthew.
Forrest Whitaker.
And David.
Forrest Whitaker.
And Kaiser.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker is correct. Nick, what is the next question?
Your penultimate question comes in the category of sci-fi icons. Which Alien versus Predator film features an extraterrestrial landing in a forest outside Gunnison, Colorado?
Since it's getting really close to baby time, we now have a bunch of baby crap laying around this house. And
Can't wait for more of it.
Literally. And Bucky's not too pleased. Not too pleased with the baby stuff.
Is he biting all of it?
No, he's just confused. 2, 1, pens down. Let's go to David.
Aliens versus Predator Requiem.
Ooh, and let's go to Kaiser.
Aliens versus Predator Requiem.
And Matthew.
I would say AVP Requiem.
I would take AVP Requiem. Yeah, Aliens versus Predator Requiem, AVP Requiem. All correct. So your final question of the round is in the category of DreamWorks animation. And your question is, which member of the team serves as the getaway driver in The Bad Guys? These are some bad fellas.
I think we watched Mulan on that trip, right?
We did. We watched Mulan.
It's so random. Why did we
watch other random films that are fandom related? So I don't want to say. You were studying for UV Scully.
No, but we definitely didn't watch Mulan. Like we were playing a game or something.
No. 5, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser.
I'm not sure. I said Mr. Shark.
Let's go to Matthew.
I just said shark.
And David.
I said Piranha.
All incorrect. We were looking for Mr. Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Wolf. So, all right. So, Nick, at the end of round number 1, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've got Kaiser to lead with 8, David with 7, and Matthew with 4.
That's what I have, Tim.
All right. How is round number 2 going to work?
Round number 2 is going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 10 fandom categories on it. No spinners or opponent's choice, as it is a multi-person match. Each player will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. You'll get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you check down a multiple choice, in which case it'll only be worth 1. And be on the lookout, as stealing is available in round number 2.
Okay, the categories on this wheel that's been up here the whole time. The categories are Star Wars, Law & Order, Marvel, American Spies, Pixar, Worlds of DC, Disney Animation, Star Trek, Horror Icons, and Sci-Fi Icons. So, Kaiser, you're in the lead. Do you want to spin first or defer to David?
how would you feel about going first? You're playing really well so far. I know we sort of talked about what we don't want to do in terms of spin order.
I wouldn't be like opposed to it. Yeah.
Like if you really feel strongly about not going first, that's fine. But I think this is a situation where I wouldn't mind.
I think I don't mind going first, so I think we can just go first now. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's spin. All right.
Color me shocked. I like the moxie. Okay. Kaiser, this is your first spin. And it lands on Disney animation.
I think we should spin it again.
Yeah, I think we can do better. Let's
yeah. Let's spin it.
Okay. This is your spin that you are stuck with. You land on horror icons.
Oh boy. Okay.
We put in the work. Just take your time. You got this.
Let's see. Okay.
All right, Nick, would you please go ahead and read Kaiser his questions in horror icons?
Gladly. Kaiser, are you prepared for your questions in the category of horror icons?
Hopefully.
Your first question. Which Nightmare on Elm Street film opens with people being killed by a prop on a movie set?
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
That is correct. 2 points. Your second question. Which horror icon's character has been played by Dague Fairch, Tyler Mane, and George P. Wilbur?
Michael Myers.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. What specific type of location are Laurie's ex-boyfriend Will and his friend Mark in when we first meet them in Freddy vs. Jason?
A psychiatric hospital.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question. What is Laurie's granddaughter Allison's profession in Halloween Ends?
She's a nurse.
That is correct for 2 points. And Kaiser, your final question in horror icons. What type of animal is Gordon in Friday the 13th, the final chapter?
Gordon the dog.
And that is correct for 2 points and a clean sweep of horror icons.
He was scared of it because it's spooky, but he sweeps it, Nick. So we're going to bring back the wheel. David, you are now in second. Would you like to spin or defer to Matthew?
Spin,
Go. David, you want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spin it.
I love the moxie today, gentlemen. Great. So this is your spin. It lands on Pixar.
So, I think even knowing that horror is not our best, I think you would have smashed that round.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think we should spin again.
I think we can go for anything really. So let's spin again.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what you're going to be stuck with. You're getting Pixar.
Great.
You got it, buddy.
All right. David, I will be giving you your questions in the category of Pixar. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. Your first question. Which Pixar film features character depictions of historical figures such as Muhammad Ali, Abraham Lincoln, and Mother Teresa?
Soul.
That is correct for 2 points. All right. Your second question. Who voices Ian Lightfoot in Onward?
Tom Holland.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. The character Kari has what job in The Incredibles? Five, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
All right, that is your second repeat. The character Kari has what job in The Incredibles?
All right. Sure. Is it babysitter?
Mrs. Parr, something weird is going on. Yes, that's correct. With 2 points. Something strange is happening. Sorry, I love that part. Okay. Your penultimate question, David. Who switched Lightning's fuel so that he wasn't using all in all in the final race in Cars 2? Five, 4, 3.
Mater?
That is incorrect. Kaiser and Matthew, chance for a 2-point steal. You can write on your boards. Because I don't remember if that was said or not.
I meant to.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser.
Fillmore.
And Matthew.
Oh, I said thin.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I missed it.
I said thin.
Both are incorrect. It's Sarge. Sarge.
Huh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Big oil.
That was
Man.
All right. David, your final question in Pixar. What does Woody find on top of the roof of Sunnyside that helps him initially escape in Toy Story 3?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, a pinwheel, B, a kite, C, a hat, or D, a fishing pole. Five, 4, 3.
Repeat the options.
All right, your options again are A, a pinwheel, B, a kite, C, a hat, or D, a fishing pole.
A.
A is incorrect. Kaiser and Matthew, chance for a 1-point steal. Is it A, a pinwheel, B, a kite, C, a hat, or D, a fishing pole? You waving at me?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Kaiser
Kite.
and Matthew.
I went with D.
B, kite is correct. So Kaiser will get a 1-point steal there. And at the end of David's turn, I have his total getting up to 13. Is that what you have, Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
And so with the steal, Kaiser's at 19. Matthew is still at 4 before he spins.
That's correct.
Okay. So we will bring in the wheel and Spence for Matthew's spin. This wheel loves Pixar. It's a free spin, Matthew. Holy shit.
You got 5 more questions, right?
Lands on
Okay.
Star.
So I know that your best category is off the wheel. Do you want to gamble with this, or do you just want to pray?
Yeah,
I know this isn't great for you, but
I mean, this isn't super strong for me, so I'm good with anything, honestly.
yeah, I would say just shoot again. Let's just go for it.
Okay. Yeah. You can.
Okay, spinning again.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be what you're stuck with, Matthew. No, it's not, because we spun that already, my lord.
All 3 of the green slices.
Okay.
Oh!
You got this, buddy. Take your time.
Wow, what a wheel today, guys. All right, Nick, would you please go ahead and read Matthew his questions with the category of Star Wars?
Gladly. Matthew, are you prepared for your questions in the category of Star Wars?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Your first question. Which Star Wars film was the first one where Darth Vader kills someone without using a lightsaber?
Just A New Hope.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who plays Rose Tico in The Last Jedi?
Kelly Marie Tran.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. Who travels with Anakin to Mustafar that he makes stay with the ship while he kills the members of the Trade Federation in Revenge of the Sith?
R2D2.
That is correct for 2 points. Your penultimate question, Matthew. In Return of the Jedi, on what planet does Obi-Wan tell Luke that Leia is his sister?
Five, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, Tatooine, B, Endor, C, Dagobah, or D, Bespin?
I'll just go Tatooine.
That is incorrect. David Kaiser, chance for the 1-point seal. Your options again are A, Tatooine, B, Endor, C, Dagobah, or D, Bespin. Earlier, Tim, the wheel was like, Bespin me again. Sorry.
Maggie didn't like that one too. That's how she gave you a look from a side. Let's go to David.
Dagobah.
And Kaiser.
Dagobah.
Dagobah is correct.
All right, and Matthew, your final question in Star Wars. What is the name of Lando's personal blog, which he records an entry for while on Kessel in Solo: A Star Wars Story?
Five, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are: is it A, the Lando Logs, B, the Calrissian Chronicles, C, the Caped Crusader, or D, Prepare for Lando?
Let's just go B.
That is correct for 1 point, and thank you for letting me read those options.
that got a good laugh. Prepare for Lando is really good. That got a good laugh backstage from the managers. So at the end of Matthew's turn, he gets himself up to 11, but David is in second with 14. Kaiser's in first with 20. Is that what you have?
15, 11, 20. Yep, that's what I have.
Okay, great. We're going to move into round number 3. How's it going to work, Nick?
Round number 3 is going to work like this. It is the betting round. We have 5 more questions in the realm of fandom fights. Once the players hear the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points on the question. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until everyone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Any questions as we get into round number 3?
No.
Okay. Then the first category you can bet points on is Disney animation. Let's get bets, starting with David.
2.
Kaiser.
0.
And Matthew.
2.
Okay, your question in the category of Disney animation. What is the name of Pocahontas's talking tree mentor in Pocahontas?
And that's the way it was.
That's the way it was. I like it.
Oh, yeah, you watched that recently.
I just watched that one. It was like last week or the week before. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to David.
Grandmother Willow.
And Kaiser.
Listen to your heart. Grandmother Willow.
And Matthew.
Grandmother Willow.
All are correct. So David gets up to 16. Kaiser stays at 20. Matthew up to 13. So what's the next category, Nick?
Next category you can bet points on is horror icons.
Let's get bets, starting with Kaiser.
2.
Matthew.
2.
And David.
2.
Oh, brings a tear to my eye seeing everybody love and bet horror icons. Nick, what's the question?
Your question, horror icons. While in Doc's dream, Freddy explains how they've tried to kill him in the past while cutting off what parts of his own body in Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
This is one of those guess what part of his own body he cuts off in
one of those
ones.
We ask them all the time. Yep. Classic.
You just hate it because I basically repeat the question.
Classic question.
5,
all the time.
4, 3.
Repeat the question.
That is Kaiser's first repeat.
Question again. While in Doc's dream, Freddy explains how they've tried to kill him in the past while cutting off what parts of his own body in Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
Bucky's a little nervous.
That's okay.
Not about the match, but
it's a scary world.
And the oven is on, so
I would be a little nervous as well.
He has a new toy. It's a dinosaur. Maggie named him Gerald. 5,
Oh, that's nice.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Kaiser, we're going to you.
I'm not sure. I said up.
We are going to Matthew.
I said fingers.
We are going to David.
I also said fingers.
Fingers is the correct answer. So David
Nice, Matthew.
and Kaiser are now tied at 18, and Matthew's at 15. This just became very interesting, Nick. So the next category is Planet of the Apes. Let's get bets, starting with Matthew.
2.
David.
I love my manager too.
And Kaiser.
2.
All right, your question in Planet of the Apes. Performances from Terry Notary, Toby Kebbell, and Kirk Acevedo can be found in which Planet of the Apes film? How'd I do, Nick?
Great.
Well, good. Good.
Oh, I love one of those names. I'll tell you why later.
Are you okay? Are you?
Yeah, no.
What's wrong?
My body hurts from alcohol.
Oh, nice. Last night? Today? Or both?
I understand. No, last night, but
5.
I will also feel this way tomorrow. So your question of like 2 days ago? Yeah.
Let's go to Matthew.
I said War for the Planet of the Apes.
Let's go to David.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
And
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the correct answer. So David and Kaiser are tied at 20. Matthew's at 13. Nick, what's next?
Your penultimate category you can bet points on is Middle Earth.
All right, let's get bets, starting with David.
2.
Kaiser.
2.
Matthew.
2.
Nick. Please read the question.
Your question is, which character tells Thorin that while they hate dwarves, they hate orcs even more in The Desolation of Smaug?
Have you ever desolated anything?
What? No, I don't think so. Have you?
Like the Wendy's big meal? Yeah, probably. Like a few times.
That's
the toilet in that Wendy's, then afterwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. I have no filter. Let's go to David.
Beorn.
And Kaiser.
Beorn.
And Matthew.
Said Dwalin.
Beorn is correct. So 22 to 22 to 11. The final category you can bet points on is Law and Order. All right, let's get bets, starting with Matthew.
0.
Okay, David.
2.
And Kaiser.
2.
All right, Nick. Let's just ask the question. Then we'll talk about what's going to happen. Your question in Law and Order. What does John McClane drop onto Al Powell's car to alert him that something is wrong at Nakatomi Plaza in Die Hard?
Motherfucker, we're going to sudden death.
All right.
Very confident
Sure.
from the Fun BNT. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pens down. Matthew, we're going to you.
I said fire hose.
And David.
It's a dead body.
And Kaiser.
A dead body.
We are going to sudden death. All right, here's how sudden death is going to work. We are going to read a question. We're not going to give you guys the category. Just read the question. And then the first person to hit while the other player misses will win the match. Any questions from the players?
Nope.
All right, you both still have your challenges. David, you have 1 repeat. Kaiser, you have 2. Your first question in sudden death. Which YA character said the quote, "You look pretty terrifying in that getup. What happened to the pretty little girl dresses?" Sounds mean, frankly.
Huh?
What are you having for dinner? Or are you not feeling up to food?
I'm feeling up to food. I just
Ravioli.
haven't really thought about them.
4,
Now that you mention it.
2, 1, pens down. Let's go to David.
Renee.
What did you say? Sorry. Oh,
Renee.
And Kaiser.
Johanna.
Both incorrect. We were looking for Finnick.
Fuck.
Nick, what's next?
Your next question. Who plays the main villain, Laurel Hedare, in Catwoman?
Do you know any Catwomen?
No.
I saw the Super Mario Brothers movie last night with my niece, and when Mario goes meow, she went ew. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Kaiser
Sharon Stone.
and David.
Sharon Stone.
That is correct. Your next question is in I'm not going to tell you the category, but the question is: in what city is Ethan's mission brief taken over by the Syndicate at the beginning of Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation? Light the fuse, Nick.
Okay.
What if every time they got a lighter and lighted like a flame? That'd be hard to do. 5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
All right, that's Kaiser's second repeat. In what city is Ethan's mission brief taken over by the Syndicate at the beginning of Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation? Yeah, Maggie's making some ravioli, some toast. Oh, you need to open the marinara? I got it. Don't worry. Big strong man here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. David.
London.
And Kaiser.
It's at Berlin.
And your winner, David Garcia, is the answer. London was the correct answer. Wow. Nick. Holy shit. That was nuts.
Crazy stuff, Tim.
24 points. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that's not the score that I have, but that's okay because it was a great match nonetheless. I think both players played fantastic. I think David maybe at one point thought he might have been out of it, played the betting round smart enough to get himself back into it. At one point late into this match, it was really anyone's game. So this was exciting to see. And then even past the time when the match was supposed to be over, it was still one of two people's games. So that's always a good time.
Yeah. All right. We're going to get into post-match interviews. We're going to start by talking to Matthew and Spence.
Okay. Just before we start this. So, just so these aren't super, super long, we're going to do a hard 2 minutes. So I'm going to ask a question and then once it hits that, I'll start wrapping up. But all right. Matthew, listen, I think at the end of round number 1, maybe you thought you were a little out of it. There was definitely a larger score differential than between the other two. But coming in round 2, getting stuck with a category that you didn't even want, you got yourself back into the game. I think you played very well. I think you swung in round 3 where you had to swing. And at one point, I was like, I think Matthew could do this. You're always putting up a fight in fandom matches. We will see you again because you're always in contention for the win, whether you come out with it or not. So how are you feeling about today's match?
I'm feeling pretty great. Like honestly, Star Wars isn't my strongest category, but this might be my best Star Wars performance in round 2. So I honestly am pretty proud of that. And even in round 3, I was definitely thought I was out of it, and then hitting 2 in categories that not all of them are necessarily stuff that I'm strong with. It's just
this is a game where 2 other people were there. This game was out of your hands at the end of the day. You couldn't really control a lot of your fate. So the fact that you were able to take what you did and go as far as you did, I think it's pretty great. Even Cosmo is proud of you, even though he's not looking. I think everyone here can acknowledge you overperformed. It was really good to see you achieve what you did.
For sure. Yeah, Matthew, chalking up a loss to either David or Kaiser is definitely nothing to be ashamed of. So to put up the fight you did, I think is very impressive. We look forward to seeing you post-tournament, and congratulations on a great performance today. So with that, we'll bring in our second place finisher, Kaiser. I don't want to call it a heartbreaker because David played very well to get back in the match, but that was as close as it gets. I think you dominated most of the match. You were coming out of round 1 with the lead, coming out of round 2 with the lead against the number 4 seed. So that's fantastic stuff. I think at 2 out of 3 rounds, you were the favorite in this. You're playing fantastic this year, and the best news is because you came in second, it's almost like this match didn't happen. You won't get a loss. You're coming out of this squeaky clean and set up to do very well post-tournament. So how are you feeling about the match today and your prospects in the future?
Yeah, it's the same old story. It's round 3. Round 3 screws people over. I'm not the first and I won't be the last. It's just unfortunate because I probably should have trusted myself more on the Disney question because I was studying it, but I was my track record with Disney in the past is pretty awful, so I didn't want to risk it. And as for horror icons, yeah, Freddy's Dead is one of the movies which is very, I feel it's very hard to remember the specifics about because, trash, but it's what it is.
Fair. Jake,
yeah, I think it's just a little bit of bad luck in round 3. I think hindsight is 20/20 with not betting on the Disney question. It just didn't work out in our favor, and just the horror thing. It just was tricky, but you absolutely crushed it. The rest of the match, I think. Yes, and I'm sure they're going to bring up the fact that they won on a Rogue Nation question and they changed their faction name and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to take that reference away for them so that they can't take it. But no, Kaiser played fantastic today. He has absolutely nothing to hold his head about because David is one of the best there is. And to go this far against somebody of that caliber, no matter how distracted they were, I think speaks volumes for the kind of player Kaiser is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think that people didn't really give me a chance against David. So the fact that I'm a medical, I think, says something not the things that I want to say, but it's what it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. Kaiser, great job. We will see you post-tournament for sure. As we bring in our winner today, by the skin of his teeth, just a little bit.
Yes, I mean,
in sudden death. David, this is the first time we've seen you back in singles. Some belts changed hands, some rematches needed to happen, and because of that, we haven't been able to see you in singles until this tournament. And so I think a lot of people were coming in saying, is he rusty? Does he still have it in? And for at least 2.5 rounds, I think maybe that was the case, or just the fact that Kaiser's on fire this year. But at the end of the day, you stayed calm. You bet where you needed to be, a hit where you needed to hit, and you were able to tie it up, take it to sudden death, and take the match. Was the fact that it was a Rogue Nation question, did that help?
I have a better reference for you. I just came back from London.
Oh,
so I think that's right. It doesn't have anything to do with that question. I wasn't in that place, but I mean. Sure, I don't. He knows it. It was definitely rushed. I felt it, especially with the "a girl worth fighting for" question. That was an incredible brain fart for me because I love Mulan, and I couldn't get "love is an open door" out of my head. And I was, that's not it. So I'm not going to write it down because I would just make a fool of myself. But then I said it. So, yeah. But yeah, also, Kaiser, I gave Kaiser a chance. Last year, he told me before this match, if you lose to me, you should retire. And I said, fuck you. You said that last time that you beat me in another league. So, but yeah, I think Kaiser and Matthew played really well. I am happy I was able to hit those questions because in a lot of them, especially horror, I was not confident. I just have to get back into it. So,
David should be proud because he is the sort of player that likes to give his manager a heart attack by telling him 5 out of the last 7 Fandom films he's watched of Star Wars.
It's true.
He still comes out with the win. And since Jake did take that reference away from me that I can't use, I will just say, Jake, you prefer a scalpel. I use a hammer. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall today. He didn't fall, though. He stayed on top of that wall. Mission accomplished. This post-match will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. Quick, David, you'll be playing some combination of the following people. There's a lot of combinations, obviously. One spot will be filled by Mark, Nazario, or Igor. The other spot will be filled by Spence, Alex Martinez, or Tyler Birch. We won't get your thoughts to avoid the pending explosion, but regardless of who's there, I'm excited to see it. David, congratulations on the win.
Alex and Igor.
All right, sounds good. We'll see what happens.
So I shit you not. I was muted, and Joe said this thing will self-destruct in 5 seconds. And about 10 seconds later, the smoke detector in my house went off while Maggie was cooking and made a really loud beeping noise. And Bucky is alarmed, to say the least. So it was really weird timing, and I was muted. But great match. I'm glad I got to be here for it. I'm going to go eat some ravioli, fine Italian. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to the players and the managers. Thank you to Nick for writing. I've been Tim. We'll see you next time with more of the Fandom Fight Summer Series Tournament. Have a good one.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.